What if I told you the personal care section, things like shampoo, lip balm, deodorants, had ingredients that were worse for us than some of the worst junk food at the grocery store? Well, it's actually true. And because the cosmetics industry is loosely regulated, and considering we slather ourselves in this stuff every single day, you're gonna wanna watch this video because I'm gonna break down the bad ingredients in the personal care section, explain why they are so bad for us, and most importantly, give you a better Bobby approved non-toxic swap. Let's just start with shampoo since we're here. This is stuff we use every day, my friends, and there are so many options here. And gosh, I'm not seeing too many good ones. Let's just pick up this. This is a chamomile shampoo. I love chamomile. Actually, I love chamomile tea. I wonder if there's any actually in here. Now, you're probably gonna see this ingredient in most shampoos and soaps, which we'll get to in a minute, but there it is, the second ingredient. See that? Sodium lauryl sulfate, also known as SLS, also known as SLES. That's what scrubs and gets the oil out of your hair. And it does a great job. We give a round of applause for SLS, but it does such a great job actually that it can strip your hair of the natural oils and moisturizers. And if you have sensitive scalp and skin like me, raise your hand, it can make it very dry and irritating and have potential allergen issues. And the ones that I'm going to talk about in a second, the good ones, will not have that, but they still work, of course. I was wondering this, how do they get that chamomile color, right, that yellow? Look at the last couple ingredients. It's a combination of yellow 5, red 33, blue 1. If you combine the right amount of those three, you get a beautiful chamomile color. And that's very common. If you see any colored stuff here, I bet your bottom dollar it's gonna have the artificial colors. Why is that bad? Artificial colors are derived from petroleum, fossil fuels. You don't want to put that stuff on your body. Really possible carcinogenic issues. So that's a no for that. This is a common brand here. I think I've seen commercials of Jennifer Garner waving her hair with Garnier Fructis. I don't think she actually uses that in my opinion, but they must pay a lot of money. So this is Sleek and Shine here. Once again, sodium lauryl sulfate is the scrubbing agent. And at the bottom, yellow 5, red 4 to make the color. We don't want that. Oh, I'm not gonna tell you, but I do see a Bobby approved one right over here. I wasn't expecting that. I'm gonna give you Bobby approved options for everything today. But let's just take a look at this. Head and Shoulders. Actually, if you follow me on stories on Instagram or Facebook, you know that I'm battling dry scalp now. I have flakes and dry scalp the last 4 weeks, and I've been trying all of the clean versions, and it hasn't worked. So I'll tell you what I have to do in a second. But this is Head and Shoulders here. You know how it's blue? Oh, wait a second. I think they've cleaned this up. It used to have blue artificial colors here. It doesn't, but it has a couple of ingredients. These last 2 ingredients here, I won't try to pronounce them. They're actually really harsh and has possible toxic properties to them. It's a little tricky with personal care because just because you can't pronounce it doesn't mean it's bad, but this one is not ideal. The Bobby approved one I see is right here, Dr. Squatch. They make a really good bar soap that I bought at Costco recently, the Refreshing Shampoo. You don't see the SLS, you see a cocoa version of that. And even though, you see where it says fragrance right here? That's a naturally derived fragrance. They use real essential oils, and I'll dive in a second about why perfumes and fragrances are public enemy #1 in these type of things. This is fantastic right here. Got a bottle for $12.88. You might be seeing me stand next to Native right here. It's not bad, but all Natives will have, right there, fragrance. And if you look up on their website, like I do the research for all videos, it's a combination of natural and synthetic. And like I'll talk about in a second, you don't want synthetic fragrances. So I tried all the homeopathic clean versions for dry scalp and it wasn't working. We're talking about 4 weeks now. So I went to the dermatologist yesterday actually, and there's a fungus among us. There's a fungus in my scalp that's making me itch like crazy. So I had to get a prescription strength shampoo. But normally in the past, I would use, someone say Bobby? I would use Avalon Organics. I'll pop that on screen right now. That's a clean, non-toxic Bobby approved version. And if you want more shampoos you can get at the grocery store, I would get Honest. Honest is clean, highly rated non-toxic shampoo Acure is very nice too. Look in my shower at home. You'll see Acure in there. You'll also see a brand called Jack Henry, which is for men only. And Avalon Organics makes a regular and a version for dry scalp. I wanted to give you clean versions that are in the grocery store, not obscure ones that are online that cost a ton of money. So I pop them on screen and I'll put them down in the description box for shampoos. Fun fact, I actually don't use deodorant. I think I don't smell. Desi has said I don't smell that bad, but a lot of people do, and I get it here. And what is going on here, folks? I saw the Super Bowl commercial earlier this year, but why is Dove doing a collaboration with Crumble Cookie? And why is Native doing a collaboration with Dunkin' Donuts? Do we want to smell like crumble cookies and donuts as we walk down the street? Very, very strange. But what are some of the ingredients to look out for when it comes to deodorant? Well, I want to talk for a second about what we mentioned earlier, fragrance. See where it says fragrance perfume in there? You're going to see that in almost every personal care product. And it sounds nice. It's like, yeah, I don't mind a perfume on me. It's not a good perfume. Fragrance or parfum is the natural flavors version of personal care, but it's worse. And they don't have to tell you what's in their fragrance because it's proprietary, but it could be up to 3,000 ingredients, many of them synthetic, many of them can be skin allergens and irritants, but they don't have to tell you, which is why the only fragrance you want are things that are natural essential oils, like I'll show you in a second. So anything fragrance and parfum, for the most part, is a no-go. We don't want that, especially when you have sensitive skin like me. But what's one of the first ingredients in this roll-on here? It's propylene glycol. So that's what makes it smooth and shimmering and hold together, so it glides on your pits. Do you need the visual like that? So it glides on your pits very easily. The problem is it can be a skin irritant. And think about this stuff. So many of these can be skin irritants. Once we start slathering our bodies with this stuff every day, lotions, potions, shampoos, deodorants, the skin irritants and hormone disruptors can really add up. So you don't want propylene glycol at all. What about the spray stuff here, right? This is the stuff you can just go psh, 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 psh. How do we think it comes out of the canister? Ingredient number one, butane. It's butane that makes it come out, which I don't want to be spraying butane directly in my body, but once again, butane is a skin irritant here. And a lot of these things also fall under the category of hormone disruptors, especially ingredients in fragrances, can be phthalates and stuff like that. And geez, let's start to put one and one together here, because infertility is at an all-time high in society. Is it because of some of the cruddy GMO food we eat? Yes, but is it because we're putting this stuff on our body constantly and bombarding our hormone system every day with it? Yes, it is too. So what do we do? Well, I'm going to give you the Bobby approved option. So I do see one here at the store, and boom, it's a Dr. Squatch deodorant, just like we saw their shampoo a second ago. And look, there's no propylene glycol, and it specifically calls out that their fragrance is naturally derived there, and you're not going to have any of the harmful additives at all. What else can you find at most grocery stores? Because I want to make this as accessible for you as possible. Well, they usually have it here at Walmart, but I don't see it today. It's called Crystal, and it's usually very cheap. Get the unscented Crystal one. Schmidts makes a really good one. Any variety uses real essential oils. Humble, any variety is clean. And Dr. Squatch. So stick with those. Stay away from the other ingredients because they really add up and can cause serious issues for you on the outside and inside. We'll take a super quick break from the video to give some love to the sponsor, which is Seed Probiotic, a longtime sponsor of the channel. And my link down below gets you 25% off your first month subscription and free shipping. I take this every single day. And the truth about most probiotics is, number one, they don't work, meaning they never make it to your colon. The bacteria die in your tummy acids, but the bacteria can usually be inferior. Look what it says on the back here. It's 24 strains of bacteria that are clinically proven to work. They did a study, and people who took Seed had a 400% increase in healthy gut bacteria. And these are people who had digestive issues. It helps with poop, regularity, immune, skin, and more. Seed is the best. I've been using it for years. So does Desi, so does Rose. If you're in the market for a new probiotic or you want to try one, try Seed. My link down below gets you 25% off your first month supply and free shipping. Seed is the best in the biz. Lip balm, super, super popular. I actually don't use lip balm, and I don't recommend using it unless you have severely chapped lips. Like when I go to Colorado sometimes in the winter, I have to put it on. This stuff is addictive. Have you ever noticed that people who use this stuff have it in their pocket and it's like habitual? They keep putting it on because it's addictive. And once you start using it, your lips are used to that moisture and they don't produce their own moisture. Hence the addiction to something that unless you're using the right one, yikes. What is most lip balm made of here? Active ingredient, there it is. What? Petroleum. Petroleum, aka petroleum jelly, is to be avoided in all personal care. Petroleum is derived from fossil fuels. Now, if it's refined properly, you can make the case that it's not that bad. But the US doesn't require companies to disclose how they refine the petroleum, and it's relatively loose. So we don't know what's in there. And if it's not refined properly, it could have carcinogenic properties. Also, look at the inactive ingredients. There's mineral oil, which is more petroleum based, and there's yellow number 5, red number 6, paraffin wax in there. Not good at all. Let's see here. What if we pick up Carmex? We get more of the petroleum. Not good at all. I do see a good one here though. It's Burt Bees. Now, it's not the flavored one. It's a good sign. They're sold out of the plain one, which is highly rated for EWG Skin Deep as non-toxic because they use real beeswax. Yes, there's sunflower seed oil there, which isn't that bad for skin care. You could make the case that it's an oxidized oil, which isn't ideal, but that's way better than petroleum. But you don't ever want to get flavored lip care because they ain't putting real strawberries in there. They're putting natural flavor. So get the regular one there for sure. And this stuff starts to add up because your skin is your biggest organ in your body. So if you're constantly putting this on your lips, on your arms, your scalp, you can see how the toxins can bioaccumulate in your body, and it's making it very hard to shed them. So Burt's Bees is very nice. The other non-toxic ones that you can get at most stores would be Dr. Bronners. They make a really nice one that has none of the toxins. And another one would be, Burt's Bees. So those are the two I'd stick with. Dr. Bronners and Burt's Bees. Avoid the petroleum, the mineral oils, and the colors. Lotions and potions. Kind of timely, right? We're at the end of August as we transition into fall and winter. Dry skin is abound. Be careful because, yeah, they might work, but the ingredients can be quite toxic. And this is where you can find one called parabens. So let's just pick up the Vaseline right here. Obviously, we talked earlier about petroleum jelly being bad, and there is mineral oil in here, which is based out of petroleum. But look in the middle here, methyl paraben. Anything that ends in paraben falls under the paraben category, which are widely known to be bad and to be avoided because parabens, their main job in personal care is a preservative to prevent it from going rancid and bad. But parabens mimic estrogen in your body and can bioaccumulate over time, and then it can lead to possible carcinogenic and cancerous results. And they tend to find more of that stuff in women because women just tend to use this more than men. So parabens, be careful for. Here's another brand that is eczema relief. So we just saw one type of paraben. Now we see the methyl paraben here also. We don't want that. Also, if any of these are colored, they're gonna have the artificial colors. Like for example, this is a blue bottle right here, Ocean Breeze. Is there blue in here? Okay, no. But they do have the fragrances. These, once again, will have a ton of the fragrances, which you're literally slathering all of your body. Unless it's a natural fragrance, you don't want that at all. And speaking of natural fragrances, I wasn't expecting to see, let's switch back, a Bobby approved one here, but look, Dr. Squatch is getting a lot of love in this video. They can send me some free product if they want. Although, you know what? I bought their bar soap pack at Costco a few weeks ago, and one of the One of the flavors, the aromas, is black tar. And I literally used it in my shower last week. It's black, and there was black streaks everywhere. I was lathering it up, splashing black on the wall. I'm like, who thought this was a good idea? There's black tar everywhere. The other one I do like in there is called Wood Bourbon Barrel. Very, very nice. So this is, wood barrel bourbon here. And you don't see any petroleum. You don't see any parabens at all. And any fragrances are made from real essential oils. So that's nice too. Once you start to kind of decode these bad ingredients, you're going to become like Neo in the Matrix. You can see things for what they are. So the Bobby approved ones you want to get, that would be one, Dr. Squatch. Another one, Honest from Jessica Alba, makes it a great one. Alaffia you can find at Whole Foods and Sprouts. Weleda makes a nice one too, and Babo Botanicals makes a very nice. Everything Babo makes is highly, highly rated on EWG. And when Rose was a baby, we would use the Babo body wash for her in the bath. Very good stuff. So stick with those good ones when it comes to lotions and potions and goos. My gosh, look at this wall of body wash and soap here. They make it so confusing for people. And I don't like body wash. Leave a comment down below. Team body wash or bar soap? I feel like body wash, you end up wasting half of the container down the drain because it just falls off the loofah and stuff like that. Bar soap is where it's at. This is a collaboration I can get behind. We saw Crumble earlier. How about this? Old Spice and Kraken. Release the Kraken here for the legendary Deep Ocean scent, which is on my fingers now. Gross. So you can see by the smudge there, it's blue. How is it blue? With blue #1 and yellow #5. So common in these darn personal care items, but once again, derived from petroleum and tar. But the main scrubbing agent, so you cannot escape this. It's sodium lauryl sulfate. You cannot escape the Kraken or SLS. They just do a really good job of scrubbing. You'll oftentimes find those in laundry detergent too. They're just really, really bad. Oh, Dr. Squatch is here. They're going to get a shout out in a second. I wasn't planning that. Let's find another one. Gentle body wash with less ingredients. I like when they bracket it out. But what's the second ingredient? It's the sodium lauryl sulfate, the scrubbing agent, which is going to leave your skin possibly dry and stripped of their oils, especially if you're sensitive like myself. Let's switch sides here. Oh, look at this. We're back. We're back. We got another collaboration. Dove plus Crumble lemon glaze. Who is in the marketing department doing this stuff? Let's take your lemon glaze cookie and mix it with our body scrub. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Who thought this is crazy, crazy stuff, you guys? Let's give a nod to bar soap. I used to use this back in the day. This is the Shea Butter Dove. I used to love Dove. I would buy the huge, huge packet at Costco here. But the first ingredient is sodium lauryl, and it has the fragrances, which can be the skin irritants, and it has the yellow 5 and the yellow 6, the artificial colors there. We don't want that at all. Why are they putting this behind here? That's interesting. So what are the good ones? Well, once again, let's give a shout out to Dr. Squatch. I would like if Dr. Squatch would send me a nice thank you basket for all the love in this video. Just don't send me the pine tar, which they don't even sell here, which is interesting. The wood barrel bourbon is my preferred one here. I will say though, even though it's a natural essential oil, they're very strong. So when you're showering, you'll notice this strong aroma. And they have wood barrel bourbon body wash. That's Bobby approved also there. What else can you get at the grocery store? Once again, we're not talking about obscure ones that cost $1 million online. Oh, where'd I put it? They actually have it here at Walmart. Thank you. Castile soap. Whether it's Dr. Bronners or anyone else, Castile soap is the best non-toxic soap you can get. It is awesome. This is what I use at home. It's Castile bar soap. I like my bar soap. I guess some people don't like it because it goes in your private parts and then back on the shelf. I don't care. It's going to clean itself. This is what you want. Other good ones would be Honest, Alaffia, Weleda, and Babo. But for Babo, I'll take the Borrow. There it is, my friends, the most toxic ingredients in personal care products, why they're bad, and what to substitute it for. There's actually a lot more personal care items we could talk about, so if you enjoy videos like this and want more, leave a comment down below. Do not forget to subscribe, like, share, all those lovely things, but I am out of here. I will see you soon. Until then, hashtag keep on cooking. Mad love from me to you, and peace. Bye.